This is my short review of the HTC Aria. The reason why I said short is because everybody knows what features are with the Aria and all the other HTC devices. So I'm going to make this kind of brief, kind of quick, kind of what everybody is looking for. So here we go. First off, I want to point out that the headphone jack is a normal headphone jack. There's no need to buy any converters. Anybody who's wondering if your normal headphones, like your normal earbuds or your normal regular headphones, fit, the answer is they do. Don't worry. It may not look like they fit. Here, let me show you really quickly. These are my current standard headphones. This is me plugging it in. It may look like that it's sticking out, but in reality, it actually fits. Alright, so first off, we have the clock slash weather slash temperature thing. It's standard in all of the HTC devices and all of the little Android devices too. This is one of the best clocks I've ever seen. It's kind of reminiscent to one of those 1980 clocks, the one that has the little flip show type of numbers that tell the time. Let's see, as you see here, there's a little cloud there. That means it is foggy. And if I look outside, it is kind of foggy too. So this thing has an accurate weather service to it as well. It is foggy outside, and whatever the conditions are, occasionally the conditions will actually appear on the screen. Like, if it's raining, you'll see rain appearing on your screen. If it's snowing, you'll see snow everywhere on your screen. It's really fancy. It's really awesome. And over here is the temperature. It's very accurate, and I think it is about 34 degrees outside. Down here on the first home screen, you have text messages, email, internet, and then camera. Let's see, text messages is like it's kind of a ripoff of the iPhone, but I think it's better because you can actually text speak, and I'll show that to you later. Email, it's pretty standard and it's pretty basic. It's an okay app. Here, let me show you it really quickly. It looks pretty fancy. It kind of looks like Linux. It's overall one of the best email clients I've ever seen. I admit the iPhones was kind of clunky and junky. This one, you can do a lot more with it. And by pressing menu, you open up more options. And that's another thing with this. If you press the menu button, it opens up more options than that you see. Here's some shortcuts for the home screen, like scenes, all programs, settings, notifications. Yeah. Let's see, moving on to the next screen. Now, note here, if I show any contacts, please, and I mean please, do not contact them. Alright, so now I'm showing off the default HTC's theme here. Now, this is favorites. This is where you put all of the contacts that you love to contact all the time, who you love to text and message and all that other stuff. It shows their picture, it shows their Facebook, it shows everything actually. Moving on, here's the news. I don't like reading news, so moving on. And here we have a blank home screen. Now I'll get back to that later. Double tapping the home button brings you back to the or tapping the home button once brings you back to the clock screen. And let's see if I can do this, by zooming out or zooming in, back, pinching in, gives you all 7 home screens. And yes, there are 7. I mean, really, who needs that? Who needs infinite screens for apps for the iPhone? I mean, that's just a bit ridiculous, I personally think. Over here, we have the weather app. As you can see here, it clearly says fog. And then here are the conditions for the days onward. Moving on, here is a little text message widget here, and this displays the person who most recently texted you, or the person who you like to text more often. Here's a quick compose button. Here is a list compose button. The list one shows you of what they sent you and whoever else sent you a message. Moving on, here is the mail widget. I think it's one of the best ones out there. You know, the reason why I mainly got the HTC Aria is because of the widgets and stuff like that. Because of all of its customability and all of the stuff you can do with it, it's just awesome. Now, if you see this bar up here, you may think, oh, it does nothing, but actually, it's actually a dock, like so. Or going back, dock. No. Pulling it down slowly, it's a dock. This is where all your notifications are for anything that your phone beeped for. Like if you connect it to your computer, you can choose what type of connection you want. If you have an email or a new text message, anything like that. This is one of the best notification systems ever. And I'm not sure, but up here when I do, or if you do have a notification, it'll blink a little red light or a little green light, just like a BlackBerry usually does, which I think is a really cool feature. Oh, see, if you see right up there, there's a little green flash sitting there. And here, give me a second. Getting back on track. I've already shown in the notification system, so no need here. Now I'll show you what all these other things down here do. Let's see, pulling this up brings out all the programs, and programs are basically like the apps, except it's HTC's way of naming them. So, off the bat, you can see stuff that AT&T is preloaded on here. They're pretty much worthless, so just ignore that. They're not even here. Actually, here, let me try something here. Yes. Remove. Finally, alright. Moving on. Here's the calculator, calendar, call history, camera recorder, camera, clock, desk clock, Facebook, and that's actually a pre-installed thing here. You don't have to download it. Flashlight, that's what I downloaded. FM radio, footprint, no idea. FriendStream, this is one of my favorite programs and widgets to use. I'll show you that in a little bit. Gmail, fuck you. Google, instant messaging, it has Yahoo, AIM, and MSN / Windows Live. Internet, your internet browser, like you saw on the home screen. Jewel List, basically it's another version of Bejeweled except from a different company. Mail, Maps, Market, I'll show you that in a second. Messages, mobile banking, don't use it. Mobile video, don't use it. Mobi TV, definitely don't use it. Music, Navigator, News, PDF Viewer, Peep, which is like a Twitter application. People, basically keeps track of your contact cards. Phone does the same thing as this thing down here. Photos, Quick Office, Ringtone Maker Pro. I'll show you that in another video. Search People, basically this little button down here, the little search button. Stocks, could care less. Skype, setup, done. Songbird. I've installed Skype and Songbird, by the way, people. Going back up, all the way down here. Wells Fargo, Where, YouTube, Weather, etc., etc. And then we have stuff like widgets. They're basically they're the programs except stripped down versions, and you can put them on your home screens and rearrange them in any way, shape, or form. And no matter what it is, you can always have a second version of it. So, for example, FriendStream. FriendStream is basically a status update gatherer of Facebook and Twitter. There are actually two versions of this. There's the full version, which displays anything from Facebook and Twitter, and then there's the short version, which just displays one single update from anywhere. And you can select them both, and as long as your home screen can fit it, you can fit it as many of them as you want. Let's see, going back. Yeah, I just shown you the widget, so no explanation there. What else? Let's show you the Android market. And actually, let me pause the video one more time. Okay, so here's the Android market, and just an FIY right here, you do need a Google account for this. And just be warned, if anybody has a YouTube account, this may screw it up because of what I said last night about Google and all that other stuff. So, basically, any app that you see in the Apple App Store is pretty much here. Anything to Nazi zombies, to, Google e-readers, and flashlight apps, social networking apps like Facebook and Twitter and Skype. Pretty much anything that was in the App Store is now in the Android market as well. Stuff like Angry Birds, Bejeweled, Tetris, banking stuff like Wells Fargo, the Weather Channel, which you pretty much don't need, and ringtone creators, plus along with other stuff like Camera Genius, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. And now let's go to this little trackball here. This is a trackball from the Blackberries. It's more reminiscent to the touchpad versions instead of the little ball. So what this is, here's a scenario. Oh, I just got done eating Mexican food, greasy Mexican food, and now I don't have a screen protector yet, and my fingers are greasy. What the hell do I do? Oh, I know. I'll use the trackball pad. So basically, this little trackball pad, if I can get it to work, is a semi-replacement for if you do not want to touch the screen. Though you have to touch the screen sometime. Like, for example, if you want to select something, you gotta press it, and then you can use the trackball. You can use it for anything and everything, as long as you touch whatever you need to get to first. Then you can use the trackball. Overall, the HTC Aria is a great phone for anybody that is really deep into customization with anything and everything. You know those commercials that they advertise for the HTC devices? They are true. This really describes you. In fact, here, let me show you my theme. And as I said earlier, by pressing menu, you get an extra menu here. Scenes, and there's a bunch of scenes to choose from. Social, work, play, AT&T's, HTC's. Now let me show you my theme. Here it is. This is my theme with my own custom background and all my widgets and stuff like that. It's all very good and it's all very great. And how you rearrange all this stuff, hold it down and then you get to drag it anywhere, just like the iPhone. So overall, this is a great phone. I recommend it for anybody that loves customization and hates the iPhone. So I give this a straight 10 out of 10. There's nothing flawed with it. Not anything. And I'm being totally serious here. I can't find one single thing about this phone that is flawed. If at all. So, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.